lot of competition going on, so it's great to see. I'm just excited about where we're at.
From a conditioning standpoint, day off, what are some of the things you're doing to keep their conditioning up?
How you feeling, Tony?
Good. It's a good practice today. You guys, pretty high execution. And I think a lot of competition going on, so it's great to see. I'm just excited about where we're at.
From a conditioning standpoint, day off, what are some of the things you're doing to keep their conditioning up?
Well, I mean, my days are, whether you practice or not, you know, you have a lot of other things you have to do, you know, just to continue to improve and get better, you know, obviously with the back, but also as an athlete and as a competitor. So, you know, that's what I'll do day in and day out. And there's multiple things. Each day's, you know, got certain things that are always structured the same, and there's other things on other days that you have to do.
Has the back given you more challenges than you now at this point than you expected it when you first got here?
No, I think it's exactly what, you know, the process has kind of gone like we thought. And, you know, I've said it before, it's a little unknown, so you would rather play it safe than you know, be silly and just go out and do everything over and over again and then all of a sudden have to, you know, sit out for a week or something. So I think more than anything, we're playing the long game, and I think that's smart.
What specific activity, in what activity are you most limited by the back?
I don't think there's anything I'm limited by. I mean, I can do everything. You know, the difference is just how many times or how long. And, you know, I think that for me that's one thing you have to kind of get to know. It'd be like if someone comes off of an ACL or something, they have a progression that takes shape, and they'll push it and work real hard in the morning, and it's like, well, can you do something in the afternoon? You feel like you can, so you go try it, and you're like, you're not quite there with that part of it yet, and you got to continue to develop until that strengthens and gets to that point. So I think it's just, you know, there's consistent progress that takes shape, and then you have to adjust with what your body tells you. Well, you're never going to, I mean, after a back surgery, it's like after any surgery, I think you're always going to have to work hard at that. You know, I'll have to, you know, not everyone knows, but once you have back surgery, you kind of have to change the way you do things. You have to constantly work on your glutes, your hamstrings, your abs, and strengthen everything around that area. And so life will be different after that. But that doesn't mean you can't do the things that it takes to be successful on the field or in whatever you want to do. And there's just been plenty of people who have done it, so you just got to go do it. It takes work.
That's what you're doing during the time off. You're getting extra therapy and working on some of those things.
Yeah, I think that's a good assessment. I mean, you know, you do the cold tub 3 times a day, which isn't always the funnest thing, but you do that. You know, you do laser, you do your glutes, you do your abs, you do your hamstrings. There's like 10 other things that I'll be doing, but you know, don't want to bore you.
Tony, your offensive line was saying that, hey, Tony takes care of us. They didn't give us any specifics at all, but
yeah.
What is it you do with your linemen bond?
Yeah, well, I think now it's going to be Tyron taking care of us. That'll be the next step. We just have a bunch of great guys up front. You know, they're not only are they good, but they're just really good people, and you know, that's a great quality to have. Guys like that who are, you know, genuinely the hardest workers on the team, and on top of it, they're really good, you know, friends and people. And we'll go eat, you know, we'll go grab a beer once in a while together and just catch up. And you know, there's little things we do here and there that just connect off the field.
Every week, golf, maybe?
No, there's no golf.
Come on.
I think they may play, but I'm not playing golf.
Caddy?
They're not very good anyway, so that wouldn't be very much fun.
And you go through this process?
We're not that. I mean, it's a fluid type thing in that you plan for a week, but you're really planning for a couple days, and then you adjust, and then you know, I talk to the trainers like, well, you know, you did a lot, you had this many throws, let's take tomorrow, and I'm like, well, I feel good, and they're like, no, let's just stay ahead of it, and then you go in and like, well, how did it feel after 2 days? How did it feel after the morning, and then the afternoon, and then after the lift, after all the other stuff you did? So you're constantly evaluating it, and you're constantly I don't want to say adjusting because we've kind of stuck to the plan, but you know, it's a progression. Everything's going to it's leading up to San Francisco. So I'm going to play in the preseason, obviously. I mean, I think that's important. First game, we'll talk about it, as we move into the weekend.
Also, do you consider yourself 100%?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 100%. It's just it's like you have to always work at something now, if that makes sense. So you'd like to be smart coming back instead of just if it was up to me, I'm going to go and do everything, and then all of a sudden you're done. You did too much, and now as an athlete and competitor, that's what we do a lot of the time. Is just we go, and then you're hurt, and then you're out, instead of being smart. So that's why we have a lot of people in there who are smart and know how to take this progression along the way.
It's been 2 on, 1 off. Is that something you think will continue, or you try maybe do 3 and then back and grow that way? How do you?
Yeah, I know you want to pigeonhole me so you can kind of say I didn't get something right, but I think more than anything, it's nothing more than we planned for 2 days and then we adjust. And we had a week plan starting off, but that's getting toward the end of that week and a half, whatever we started with. So we'll continue to do the same thing. I think I want to make sure that it's progressing and continuing to go forward. And they're going to try and have me sit out more than I'd probably want to. But, it's also, they're smart, they know what they're doing, so I got to trust them.
You're following the rules with the doctors, but you look kind of like, I don't like standing around out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's you just want to take every rep and do everything, and you feel good, and you're like, I feel good, let's go. But at the same time, you feel good until you don't. And there's not a lot of history with, doing this over and over and over again. So it's a little different than most injuries because we don't have 10 other guys who have gone through this in the last 3 years. So we got to kind of just be smart with it.